again, the key is the GCC. All right? So the game plan is this. You have to destroy the GCC. Why? Because the GCC is the linchpin of the American empire. So what the GCC does is it sells oil, and then for US dollars. Where does it put US dollars? It puts US dollars into the American stock market. All right? So this is investments of the UAE, okay, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait into the US financial markets. As you can see, from 2012 up to today, it's been exploding. All right? Because the US financial markets is one of the safest places where you can put your money. The intention is this. The intention is, hey, if I cut off oil, and these countries no longer have access to US dollars, they're forced to spend whatever resources they have on protecting themselves, okay? And then guess what happens? The stock market collapses. The stock market collapses. The stock market is the real growth engine of the US economy. The entire US economy collapses with it.
That's one thing with stocks, man, how everyone calls like crypto projects, like all crypto projects are meme coins. It's like, bro, stocks are meme coins. Like, unless you're getting like a dividend from it, how is that any different? It's whatever someone's willing to pay you for it.
Yes, but that is an important distinction to be fair, right? Is are you getting dividends from the investment? I think that's a really key difference. And plus, there are also legal ramifications for the stock, at least.
Definitely. I'm more so meaning on like a psychological level.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't think like people are like, oh, it's so far away. It's like, I think it's a pretty similar practice and function.
Yeah. I mean, from the retail investor, there's usually not too much of a difference in the way that you are looking at the opportunity, right? It's just number go up, number go down. And where can I get the most of the number go up for the least amount of number go down?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. And the more people you get in on it, the chances of it going down diminishes, right? That's also why the stock market has become such a reliable thing, is because so many people are banking on that continuing to go up. Right. So like the value will get created simply from more people knowing that it's going to go up. So it's a pretty insane concept.
Yeah. So he pretty well broke down there how important it is that, so to be super clear, right? I am Saudi Arabia. I have vast amounts of oil. I'm selling all of that oil to everyone, including places like China, whoever else wants my oil, and I'm only allowing them to buy it in US dollars. So everybody has to go out and actually get their hands on US dollars, okay, in order to transact with me. So there's a whole, not just me, not only am I getting US dollars, and then I'm getting US dollars, and what am I doing with them as Saudi Arabia? I'm also taking these US dollars and buying other US assets, because why would I convert the dollars to something else and then try to buy something else, especially when the place I can get the most returns and the safest returns is going to be in the US stock market or in US treasuries. And so as that's occurring, you have, once again, all the other countries also have to basically play the same game if they're going to go out and buy from me. So now if China's going to buy oil from me, then they might as well just have their money sitting in in US treasuries as well. Because otherwise, they're going to have to take FX risks every time they need to go out and buy more oil. So as soon as this concept of the Gulf Coast countries, choosing a different currency or whatever happens, right, the whole system can completely collapse. And then from that point, you've got to have some sort of a response. Now, Professor Jiang has done such an amazing job of laying out the different incentives across the area. And one of the things that he talks about is how Iran, by essentially attacking, when they kind of responded, they attacked all of these different Gulf Coast countries. And when they did that, it obviously makes them say, well, wait a minute, hold on. Like we're catching strays here. We really had nothing to do with this. And this is provoking them to say, wait a minute, am I really on the US's side? Right? Because they kind of just did this attack. The US probably let them know. But is this worth my people getting hit? Is this worth in Dubai, where it's supposed to be the safest place in the world? Now we've got strikes coming in and people are like, oh, I'll never go there again. Think about it. Think about these Westerners, right, who have all this money and they think that's the safest place in the world. And now there's a bomb coming down.
Not anymore. It was a wild concept to begin with, Dubai. Like, I debated moving there for like 5 seconds. And then, because I had some buddies that have moved there and they were like big on like, let's go, whatever. And Yeah, I was like, I don't know, man. There's too many things that can change too quickly. I don't think I want to live there. It also seems so like an attempted utopia where when the world around you is just so unlike that, I don't think that's possible or sustainable very long term. And I don't know the region well, but from it sounds like when you're sheltered in a space like, yeah, it's like that, but outside of it's very different. So yeah, it's I'm sure people are reconsidering quite a bit.
If you're enjoying this, this was actually taken out of a piece of our live stream where we go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you want to see the full version of this episode, you can click the link in the description down below. But for now, back to the clip. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, that part of it has always been fascinating. It sucks because there's a bunch of people that are like, oh, I told you so kind of a thing. But there is an aspect of you are in the Gulf Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And that region has not necessarily been stable for a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there's a lot of relationships that they all have with one another. You also have the fact that these countries don't have super strong military. So if someone did want to do something, what are you going to do? What are they going to really do in response? They're going to rely upon someone else to help them out. Um, so yeah, and I mean, even for me, really understanding that Iran has 90 million people. Okay, like that is a massive country that they're sitting across from that could easily, once again, here completely take them out if they really wanted to. So, crazy situation there. But to the point of the conversations that we're always having, this is certainly pushing towards some sort of a conversation around digital currencies.
Mm-hmm.
If not crypto itself, stable coins for sure are going to start to come up and bubble up out of this conversation of how are we going to communicate value across borders? How are we going to get around all the sanctions that are being implemented? And you see it with Russia, you see it with China. There's going to be responses around how all of this goes down.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And then also you mentioned why on a global market there's a demand for US treasuries, where if that changes, then that whole dynamic that a lot of the economy is propped up on has to be either supplemented for or changed. And so it seems like from an outsider's perspective that the push for like stable coins on a global scale is really to shift the demand from nation states to individual consumers to a degree, right? Because if you're in a country where you're like, we're saying that this could potentially happen for the US dollar. This has already happened for a lot of currencies out there, right? So even with all the risks that we're referring to for people in states where their currency has been devalued like crazy, like this is still a safer bet for them.
Right. Yep. Yep. And that's going to be the most interesting thing, right? Because eventually, if you do see that kind of a thing happen with the United States dollar, then what would be the answer? There's only one answer. Where
What
would
is
you
it?
put well, I guess there's two answers. There's gold and then there's Bitcoin. Hey, you made it to the end of the clip. That means you're probably enjoying this. And if so, just know that you can catch us live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to see the full version of this episode, you can click the link in the description down below. Otherwise, YouTube thinks that you will enjoy this next.